This is the world's most guarded museum and the most expensive building full of art on the planet. For the French, the Louvre is more than a cultural icon. What once served as a royal palace became a public treasure house France proudly presents to the world. It embodies the nation's history, its artistic soul, and the core of French identity. And that's exactly why it was seen as untouchable. For decades, the Louvre wasn't just secure, it was mythical as well. A fortress loaded with scanners, cameras, and a small army of staff. The one place in France where you would bet your life no priceless artifact could ever be stolen. Yet on a quiet Sunday morning, October 19th, that belief shattered. In a heist lasting only 7 minutes, a crew slipped in through a second-floor window of the Galerie d'Apollon, just like in a movie Ocean's 11, and emptied 2 cases of crown jewels. By noon, the streets of Paris froze. The public was stunned. Every screen repeated a single headline: International manhunt underway after thieves steal priceless jewels from the Louvre. This wasn't just a robbery. It was a blow to France's heart, a strike at the nation's pride. This is the story about how Louvre was robbed in broad daylight. For years, the Louvre seemed invincible. A palace-turned-museum believed to be immune to danger. But history gave one warning. In 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen. Vincenzo Peruggia, a simple handyman, lifted the painting off the wall and turned it into the most famous artwork on Earth. After 2 years, the painting resurfaced in Italy, forcing the museum to rebuild its entire security system. Since then, the Louvre has operated like a fortress. Multiple layers of protection, thousands of cameras, locked routes, controlled entrances, and a 24/7 operations center. But even the most guarded palace can have a weak moment. The heist took place inside the Galerie d'Apollon, home of the French crown jewels. Tiaras, brooches, ceremonial pieces tied directly to French nobility. This hall isn't hidden. It sits deep inside the museum's core, just 250 meters from the Mona Lisa, the beating heart of the Louvre. Everything about this zone screams untouchable. Thick reinforced glass, vibration sensors, motion alarms, crowds of visitors and guard patrols timed to the minute. This is the last place you'd expect someone to rob, which is exactly why this felt like the plot of a movie. But here's the twist. This was not a futuristic laser-dodging, acrobatic operation. It was simple, shockingly simple. The crew had clearly studied the Louvre for weeks. They struck on Sunday morning, the slowest, quietest hour of the entire week. Less foot traffic, fewer guards, longer reaction times. Wearing yellow workmen's jackets, they blended into a nearby construction zone perfectly. An ordinary basket lift rolled toward the facade, something no guard would question. Around 9:30 a.m., 3 or 4 men ascended to a window on the upper floor. A blowtorch, a small chainsaw, and the window gave way. Once inside, there was no hesitation. They moved straight to 2 specific display cases. Grinders roared. In under 4 to 7 minutes, the reinforced glass turned to powder. A real tourist video captured one of the thieves grinding through a case. They grabbed 9 jewels, a tiara, a brooch, a crown belonging to Empress Eugenie, wife of Napoleon III, and several other high-value pieces. The alarms did what they were supposed to do, but the thieves were faster. A visitor recalled, "We were ready to see the Mona Lisa when guards swept us out. We didn't realize the whole museum was being evacuated. Security locked down the gallery to avoid a confrontation, evacuated the museum, and waited for police." But that gap, those few minutes, were all the thieves needed. They climbed back out the window, descended calmly on the lift, captured again by a tourist, and escaped on 2 waiting scooters. But not everything went perfectly. A 19th century crown was dropped or discarded and later found damaged in an alley. Inside, police sealed off the museum. The Louvre closed for the day. Forensics teams pulled prints from the lift controls and analyzed footage from both inside the museum and the surrounding streets. Investigators learned the lift had been rented 9 days earlier under a fake identity and hijacked during delivery by masked men who repainted it and swapped its plates. The conclusion was clear. Professionals used the nearby construction zone as the perfect cover for a precise smash and grab. The thieves were last spotted heading south toward the highway out of Paris. Stealing the jewels was only the first part and the easiest. France woke up to a national embarrassment. President Macron called the robbery an attack on our history. Political leaders labeled it a humiliation and a wound to the nation's soul. Even worse, this was the third major museum hit in Paris since September. The pressure on authorities skyrocketed. Time became the enemy. Jewels this iconic cannot be sold intact. Thieves have only 3 realistic options: break pieces apart, melt the gold, or recut the diamonds. The first week is everything. If the jewels surface during it, they're usually still intact. After that, they're gone forever. A crime expert explained they'll break them apart, melt the gold, or wait for an insurance reward. That's common. $5 million loss, $1 million reward, no questions asked. So far, all that's been recovered is 2 scooters, the lift, a single yellow vest. Not much for a heist worth $100 million US. A national treasure vanished in 7 minutes. A symbol of France's proud history was sliced out of its protective cage and carried into the streets of Paris. 2 weeks after the robbery, 2 suspects were caught, but without any evidence, and of course, without the stolen jewelry. Will France catch the crew? Will the jewels survive? Or will they be melted down and erased from history forever? Only time will tell. If you enjoy stories like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave us a like. Thanks for watching until the end.